So Unstoppable Domains has partnered with CryptoConexión and H.E.R DAO LATAM to create Unstoppable Women of Web3. Together, they have made the commitment to onboard more than 5 million Latinas into the space by 2030. Joining us now is Sandy Carter, Senior VP and Channel Chief at Unstoppable Domains, to tell us more. Hello.
Hello. So glad you didn't have me on that road to boring story, huh?
Yeah, this is definitely a road to excitement. Don't worry about that. Why don't you start off by telling us why we're focusing on LATAM? We talk so much about education in the space. We talk so much about closing the gap. Why are we starting with LATAM?
Yeah, so if you look at Latinos, historically Latinos are underrepresented in the tech market. Only about 2% of computer-related jobs are in the US held by Hispanic women. So the same is true in Latin America, where Latinos are underrepresented in all kinds of STEM fields. So we wanted to supplement what we're doing today in English with providing education for Latinas across the world. And our mission is to onboard 5 million Latinos by 2030 into Web3 and the metaverse.
So I know that you were talking about transitioning Web2 female developers over to Web3. Why are we starting there and not looking at education with a younger audience?
Ooh, we're doing actually both. So we actually have in Unstoppable Women of Web3, which was started and founded on March 8th of this year, we have a couple of different education streams. We have one for women overall in English, and we just introduced Unstoppable Women of Web3 education for girls. In fact, from age 4 to 18. I was just able to witness a 6-year-old teaching about a smart contract to her 4-year-old sister. So we are starting with younger as well. But we also saw a lot of demand for other languages. In particular, Spanish came up over and over again. Latino women are extremely interested in the space, and they just need some more education. So we're starting with education like Web3, use cases that are used today, decentralization, wallets, NFTs, and more. So we're launching workshops as well as virtual education streams and working with the universities to provide that in most of the Latin America universities.
Great to have you on the show today. I'm curious about the 5 million number and how you guys came to that decision. That's a pretty ambitious goal if you look at crypto right now. Do you see that as more of like a self-fulfilling thing because so many people are going to become involved in crypto over the next decade? Or is it more just because you guys have a lot of resources you're able to push forward with Unstoppable Domains?
Well, I would say it's a bit of both. We have partnered with CryptoConexión, H.E.R DAO LATAM, as well as Bit2Me. Bit2Me is based in Spain, the other two based in Latin America. So the demand has been really high. And so we decided we really needed an execution plan to make this happen. We looked at the number of women that are Latina today and the number of women that were very interested. We wanted to give ourselves a bold goal, not something we could knock out of the park, but something that was doable. And we felt that 5 million was the right number as we did the analysis of the market. There are so many powerful, insightful women out there that are Latina, and we know that this can empower them to even do more in Web3 and the metaverse. Also imagine, if you think about, one of the things I love about Web3 is it's not just for technologists. Think about community managers, because community is really important in this space. Creators of all kinds, artists, musicians, as well as the typical developers or folks who are working on chain or, looking at digital identity like Unstoppable does. There's so much opportunity in the space, and the bear market is the time to build. So this is the time to get people educated and get them building. This is when the innovation happens, right, guys? Is in a bear market.
Yeah, I actually want to follow up on that last point. Oh, Zach, you got it. You got it, Zach.
You follow up, my man. You got this.
Follow-up question if I can really quick, then I'll bump it up to Zach for last take. Just got a lot of questions today. Bear market stuff. How do you guys see from Unstoppable Domains perspective these sort of initiatives rolling out? retail is always so finicky, right? Like everyone wants to be part of it. It's really frothy. And then all of a sudden everyone wants to leave and go out their door as fast as possible. When you're building these education campaigns, how do you build it so it's sustainable?
So we're actually doing a lot of experimentation and work to ensure that we're developing the education in the right way and the right path. So we've done, great mix in terms of video and audio and white papers. We're also doing some great rewards like badges that will sit inside of that unstoppable digital identity. So the education itself is sticky. I don't see Web3 and the metaverse going away. I think it's only going to grow in importance. Every conference I go to, like I was just in the Metaverse Summit in Paris, millions and millions of people are exercising in the metaverse and doing business in the metaverse and learning about the metaverse. I think the next generation is where this is really going to come to fruition. And so building education now is making sure that we have all of the requirements set in order to be successful as we move forward. So it's just like the typical thing that we did. I used to work at Amazon Web Services. We spent 5 years educating the market on what the cloud was, and then boom, the cloud burst into existence. The same thing will be true here in Web3 and the metaverse, I believe. Doing the right job of educating, getting that foundation built will cause great things to happen as we continue to build through the bear market.
All right, so my question is, this is a pretty audacious goal, and it seems wildly divergent from what I think of unstoppable domains as, right? Well, unstoppable to me is I can buy Zach.crypto, Zach.nft, or whatever, right? So, and I think maybe I heard a little in the last bit of your statement there, but what makes Unstoppable uniquely positioned to do this? Is this new? Like, why should we think that you're going to be able to accomplish this big goal of onboarding a significant chunk of people into the Web3 ecosystem?
That's a great question. So Unstoppable Domains obviously is the company that I work for, and Unstoppable Domains delivers digital identity, so Sandy.nft, that then travels with you through Web3. What we did is we started a group called Unstoppable Women of Web3. It is a separate group. The founding partner is Unstoppable, but we have 130 companies that are now engaged in this group. So this is not Unstoppable doing this by themselves. This is Unstoppable with their partners. Some of those partners include the who's who of Web3, like OpenSea, like blockchain, like Opera. So all Binance that you were just talking about earlier, all those companies have signed a pledge, committed to provide education and resources to help us in this initiative. But we also have some interesting Web2 companies that are also part of this. Google Cloud, for example, which just made a big announcement with Coinbase, Deloitte, which is building up their best practices in blockchain. So there is a lot of support around this. And in fact, when I first founded Unstoppable Women of Web3, I was hoping to get maybe 20 companies to come on board. Like I said, now we have over 130. This is important, not just to Unstoppable, but to our industry overall, to get more diverse people educated on this, because we're so early. We're in the dial-up phase of Web3. You need all voices to be heard, not just a set of voices. All voices are going to be what help us to innovate and build throughout this market.
All right. Well, we like the composable approach to impact and education. Noted there. Interesting stuff.